So you have been hearing about the keto diet and getting into ketosis everywhere you turn. You want to give this a try. But where do you start with this? Especially if you haven't been living a healthy lifestyle. It is often overlooked that many people want nothing more than to get in shape and eat better foods. However, it seems like an uphill struggle as life gets in the way. Well, there are many ways to follow a keto diet until you get into a state of ketosis. Here at Easy Health Kickway would like to give you our top 3 ways to get into ketosis quickly. Okay, so before we look at these 3 ways, you might ask, what is ketosis? Well, this is a state which occurs when you move from a carb-heavy diet to a diet consuming mostly healthy fats. Your body switches from burning glucose, sugar from carbs, for fuel to burning fat for fuel instead. This causes insulin levels to drop and in turn, your liver begins converting fat into ketones. The body can now use these instead of glucose for energy, so when your body is mainly using ketones and fat for energy, you're in a state of ketosis. Now it's important to know that it's not only weight loss that you can benefit from. There are many other reasons to go on a keto diet, such as balancing blood sugar and insulin levels. Especially beneficial to people that suffer from diabetes. Tests have found that some people with type 2 diabetes had been able to lower their medication by almost 50% as a result of being on the keto diet. Healthier skin and prevention of acne and inflammation. Skin conditions like acne are caused by higher levels of androgens, which is a male hormone that both males and females have. It so happens that balancing insulin brings down androgen levels and reduces acne and other skin conditions. As mentioned, a good keto diet will bring down insulin and blood sugar levels. Finally, there's increased energy levels. Initially, you may experience a keto flu when the body goes into ketosis. Short-term symptoms such as headaches, fatigue, confusion, and nausea are experienced. However, when this phase passes, it has been observed that many people get a boost in energy levels. Also, these levels stay pretty consistent and there are no more crushing lows. Okay, now let's get to the first method we recommend, which gets you into ketosis quickly. This is by fasting, where you are only allowed 3 simple foods. Here we will call this the bone broth fast. You are only allowed salt, water and fat. You can eat those 3 things separately or together. So one way is to take 2 teaspoons of salt in a 24-hour period, plus 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. The salt has all the minerals and you load up with a lot of fat up in your blood to help increase the ketone production. After this, the mitochondria in the cells start using the fat as fuel. So there's some tricks to get you through the fast basically. When you get into the numbers of grams of fat, protein and carbohydrates, it comes down to ratios, how much fat grams versus protein and carbs. So during a fast, your fats would be very high versus the protein and carbs, which are both sugar, as once they're in the blood they are sugar. So when you don't eat any food, the sugar level goes down to 0 or very little, let's say 5 milligrams in your blood. Now the fats go up because your body starts releasing fat to use it as fuel, so the ratio of fats would be very high and the proteins and carbs very low in the blood. So looking at the second method, this is a high-fat diet with adequate calories. Typically we have 1-to-1 ratio of fat to protein and carbs. If you're having 100 grams of fat to 100 grams of protein and carbs, that's about 1,300 calories. For this method, the protein has to be higher than the carbs. However, the overall levels of proteins and carbs are very low, but importantly, protein levels are greater than the carb levels. Similar to method 1, you want the fat levels to be higher than either proteins or carbs. For effectiveness, it's best to ensure the fat is equal to or greater than both protein and carbs combined. You can then increase them or decrease them depending on how many calories you require. You can do this with a 2-to-1 ratio of fat to protein and carbs, so 140 grams of fat to 70 grams of protein and carbs. Now you could just increase the levels in proportion to each other, maintaining the ratio. Now the main point with this method is you have to have adequate calories during the whole time. We now get to the third way to get any ketosis, which is by a fast mimicking diet. This is by far the quickest way to get into ketosis. Overall, this is lower in calories but a good ratio in types of food. For this method, you're consuming around 5-10% carbs, 15-20% protein, and 70-80% fat. Overall, around 40% less calories than you would normally, about 800 calories a day would be great. You would do this around 5 days a month and then back to your normal calorie intake for the rest of the month. We recommend doing this for around 3 months for maximum effectiveness. Now this is the quickest way to get into ketosis, as it's been shown that some people have reached ketosis after only 24 hours on this method, and importantly with no keto flu. We recommend gaining the majority of your healthy fats from green drinks for micronutrients, and avocados, but supplementing that with coconut oil for your healthy fats. Then lower amounts of non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, spinach, cauliflowers or leafy greens, and fish containing omega-3. You're basically telling your body you're not starving. You're getting food, you're getting fat, protein, and carbs. So the body goes gently into ketosis with no keto flu, and it does it very quickly, like 24 hours quick. Just remember, with this method, if at any time you feel you're not getting enough calories to maintain this for 5 days, we recommend reverting to the high-fat diet with a moderate amount of calories with ratios in check. This will prepare your body for the fast mimicking diet. Now we ask, why might you want to get into ketosis quickly? Simply put, the quicker you get into a state of ketosis, the quicker you can start losing weight. Okay, so the longer version is, your body has to adjust when you first adopt this altered way of eating. You're now burning fat and using that as fuel instead of glucose, your insulin levels are dropping, you're excreting water and sodium. A combination of these changes cause you to go through a keto flu, resulting in feeling unwell. Now the quicker you can get past this stage and let your body adjust, the better. The rapid weight loss also boosts your morale, and especially for a beginner, this keeps you from giving up. Okay, so that's us at the end of this video. As always, if you liked this, please hit the like button or leave us a comment. If you want to see more on healthy living, please hit the subscribe button to be notified on new videos. As an added bonus, get your free Ultimate Keto Guide, just click on the link in the description. And finally, just remember, healthy living is a state of the mind. Keep your mind focused and it'll take care of the rest.